Okay, so everyone, like yesterday, we were talking about, the topics about grouping, set, right? So those are the things that we discussed yesterday mainly. So any question, anyone you would like to discuss or ask? Yep, no questions? Okay, right. See, now you know what we will do. So basically, combined set, yep, sure. Okay. So what we did was we had created two sets, right? Yes, and so if you saw what there was, so there was, the industry set, revenue set, and an expense set that was created. So the combined set is right, like when you have to combine the data of the two set together. So like for example, what we wanted to do was like for example, if I click on the revenue set and I right click on this and I say that I want to create a combined set. Combined set means we want to see the results of the two set together. So when I do that and if I say create combined set, so it gives an option over here like the new set that you want to create, what do you want to name it, right? That's like a combined set, right? And then over here, you just simply use the two set which you want to combine, and that's it. So what you do over here is then in this you just decide how do you want to see the output, the complete data of both of them, or you want to see the common data of them, or the data of the table one, or the data of the table or the set two only. So that is going to give you the combined set, right? Okay, sure. So now today what we will do is see, now again, I would like to see some stuff, right? So basically, let's try to do some questions, and right then we will be doing or talking about the analytical features that we have in Tableau. Or maybe let's start with that first, then we will do the assignment. So I'll request you all to please, open a new file, and I'm sharing a file that you all have to download. The file name is P1 Startup Extension. So this is the file all that you have to download. Okay. So I hope you were able to access the file. In this file, we have the data of a shoe store, right? So like there is a shoe store, and that shoe store has, there is a shoe company. It has its stores at 150 locations, right? So we are given the store ID, right? In which city and state the store is. So like the businesses, what they do is they split the data into the regions. So we have it like region 2 and region 1, right? The data is split into region 2 and region 1. And then what we have is we have a column of new expansion. New expansion is telling me whether that store is new or that store is old, right? And then for each store, marketing spend and revenue is given to me. The file name is T1 Startup Expansion. Startup Expansion is the file name that you want to download. Now, for every store, the data is given to me, the marketing spend and revenue. So the ask over here is, the question is, there are two things that I want to do right now. First is identify which region is performing better, right? And we have to create a map for that. And second is, if we want to invest in two new stores, where we should invest. So these are two questions that we have. So tell me how we will do it. Right, so let's first of all bring this data over here in the Tableau. Okay. So based on revenue, if the story region 2 is performing better, how do you say so region 2 is performing better? Mhm. See, revenue is not the only component. So there are two things. Expense. So if suppose the marketing spend, if suppose I am spending more money on marketing and then I'm getting more revenue, so that's also not a good thing, right? It can happen that in some of the store, if you see, if you come over here, in this particular case, the revenue over here is more and the revenue over here is less. So I cannot say that this store is performing better because the revenue marketing spend was also less, right? Marketing spend was also less over here, and over here the marketing spend was more. Had it been if I had spent the same money over here, I might would have got more revenue over here. Correct? So you will technically have to work on the profit. You will have to calculate the profit first. So if I come over here, let's try to make this chart now. See, sales region right now is coming as a non-geographical data, right? I cannot create a map on this. Is there any way we can create a map on it? So remember we did this thing in the case of, like when we were doing one of the activities, how we can, we converted the continents, geographical rule, right? So for example, if you bring, so I'll show you two ways of doing that. See, first of all, let's bring the state. These are all the states that we have. Let's change the city, edit the locations, and these are all in US. Do it, everyone. Okay. Now, if I just change this into a field map, so I get a complete map over here. Okay. Now what I will do is, if suppose I want to identify which is region 1 and which is region 2, how can I do that? Right, region in color. So what we do is we're going to pick sales region and put up the color over here. Okay. And now I can see, and if we will bring the revenue over here on the label, so revenue will be coming for each state, right? The revenue will be coming for each state. But what we want is we want to see this information for the complete region, right? See, there are two ways of doing. I'll tell you. See, one is a lengthy way, and one is the best way. So lengthy way is, see, if I select all the region one states and press Control key, okay. So see, what we have done is this map that we have created, right? So I have dragged sales region on the color. So this is, I think you all would be having, right? So this is how it would be coming over here. You pick up the sales, sorry, market, this revenue, put it on the label, right? And you can put the sales region on the color. So this is what you will get. Kasturi, are you getting those bubbles? Do you have the bubbles over here? Is that what you're saying? So click on this over here and select the field map. Okay. So now what we do over here is I have to show region 1 and region 2 revenue. So that what I can do is I will start selecting all the states, press control key and just select all the orange ones. So please do this. Select all the orange ones. Okay. Then once all these are selected, right, bring your cursor on one of them and this pop-up will come up. And over here you have to click on this is grouping all dimensions. So do you all see this? Okay, then you just click on this and you will see the groups are created. So please do it. Right. So now just simply pick up the state and move out of it. And you will be able to see region 1 and region 2. Okay. See, grouping is simple, right? You have to select it. So what you have done is, this is the chart that we have. I am selecting all the states of region 1 by pressing control key. Right? Select all the regions, all the states of region 1, the orange ones, and just keep your cursor any one of the states. And from here, you will say grouping all dimensions. So the groups will be created. And then what we do is we remove the state out of it. So the chart will be left only at this level, that is region. Okay. So now you know what I will do is I will show you the easier way of doing this. And over here like you have dragged revenue, we can drag the marketing spend as well on the label, and we can drag the sales region also on the label. Okay. Got it, everyone? So now you see over here, right? If you talk about the revenue, See, revenue is more for this region too, but if you see, same time marketing spend is also more for the region too. So that is why what we will do is we will add a calculated field. So all of you please create a calculated field and let's call it as profit. And profit will be revenue minus marketing spend. So this is how you have to get the profit, and please put this on the chart. Okay. So are you able to do it now? See, what we have done is this profit. So I have dragged the profit over here on the label. So that is what I did. So regions are two only. Azhar, in the data we only have two regions which are given to us. Okay. See, now what we will do is let's add another sheet. Okay. See, let's discuss it. See, if you see right now over here, the sales region, right? So right now what we did was we did the grouping, right? We did the task of creating the region with the help of group. So what you can actually do over here is, see, I'll tell you an easier way. That is with the geographical row. So if you come on the sales region, right click on the sales region, and you will say over here geographic role. Okay. So please click on that geographic role and then say create from state. So Priyanka, just take that question. Just give me a moment. You can try this and then I'll just show you that part. It's the same data set, Kaushik. That is P1 startup expansion. Okay. So right click on the sales region and you have to say geographic role, create from state. So what I'm saying over here is that I am doing the mapping of each sales region to its state. So please, are you all over here on the same option that is on my screen? Okay. Then you click on state and you will see sales region now becomes geographical. If you will drag and drop the sales region over here, you will see your two regions will be created. Region 2, region 1. Okay. Now what we can do is we can click on this and we can make this map as the field map. Click over here and change it to the field map. And then drag sales region on the color. So Priyanka, this is how we get the color, right? You have to drag the sales region on the color. Right? Priyanka, can you share your screen, please? Yep, so I just made you the presenter. You can please share your screen. So Priyanka, you can share your screen. On the top left, you will see quick start. Click on that and then say share desktop. Priyanka, can you hear me? Hello, Priyanka, you there? Okay, sorry, man. So see, so Prakash, the first thing what you have to do is, see, let me repeat the chart. So I'm clearing all of this. What you have to do over here is, you see, like, you have the field of sales region, right? So first of all, you have to right click on the sales region and say geographic role, create from state. Have you done this? We are saying that from the state we have to assign the geographic role. Okay. Then what we do is you pick up the sales region. Right, so everyone, we pick up the field of sales region, put it on the map. You will get two bubbles, region 2, region 1. Okay. Then, by default, we get bubbles, right? That's the automatic behavior of the maps. But I don't want to show bubbles. I want to show a filled map. Filled map means all the locations should be completely colored. So what we do in that case is we click over here on automatic. Okay. And change this to field map. Click on this and change it to field map. Okay. Then you pick up the sales region, put it on the color. And then what you do is labels. Marketing spend comes on the label. Profit comes on the label. Revenue comes on the label. And region name comes on the label. So four things are put up on the label. Right. So Ankit, you had a question over here. How a person gets to know what is profit, what is marketing spend, and everything. Okay. So for that, what you do is you can click on the label and three dots, edit this. So you can write over here that this is marketing spend. This is, sales region. So you can write those things manually in that. Right. This is profit and this is revenue. So this way, all those information will be visible on this chart. Done, everyone? So Sarthak, what do you want me to repeat? Yes, Sarthak. Yes, please. You're unmuted. So Sarthak, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, yes, Sarthak.
Hello. Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
So, sir, I want to know how your main marketing spend changes into your profit. All the
Sorry.
other things I have done. I want to see just repeat how to
How
do this.
how to do these labels?
Yes, yes, yes,
So you click on label over here,
yes.
right? And click on the three dots. So you see right now the formulas over there: marketing spends, region, some profit, some
Yes,
other thing.
yes, yes.
So just before that, manually type that out. That this is marketing spend, right? Just type it down, marketing spend, right? Then go to the next line, and before that, just write sales region. So whatever you can identify from here, right? That this is marketing spend, this is sales region, this is profit, this is revenue. Just write those things before that.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you.
Okay. So profit is something we have created, right? That was a calculated field. So profit was revenue minus this revenue minus marketing spend. So that was a calculated field that we have written in the Tableau over here. Okay. So we are just creating some chart map over here with the help of grouping and some geographical tagging, Swarupa. That is what we have done. Okay. So you can actually do all these things together, right? So there are two. This is the only map that I guess you would have filled. You would have missed. So we are using the data set as P1 startup expansion. So everyone, please add a new worksheet. And now what you all have to do is you have to create a chart to show marketing spend versus revenue for all these stores, right? Right, please create this. Well, in the meantime, you do it. I'll just be back in a minute, right, everyone? Hello, hey, all, sorry. Okay, so done everyone. See, we have revenue, right? We have profit. Oh, sorry, marketing spend. So we get this chart over here, and we put store ID on the detail, right? So you see now this chart is created. I can see marketing spend and revenue for each store. So any observations on this chart, everyone? See, basically, the idea over here is we are creating this chart to identify, the top performing stores. Okay. So if you will see over here, the observation if you all have, see there are certain stores which are lying over here and another set of stores which are over here. Okay. See, in these stores, what is happening is even if the marketing spend is increasing, the revenue is not increasing. And in these stores, as the revenue is marketing spend is increasing, the revenue is also increasing. Am I right? Yep. So, this is something, where what we can do is we can create some clusters, right? We can create the clusters over here in the tablet. Okay. Now, clustering is a technique which is used by many of the companies to categorize their business, right? So, like for example, what happens now is that you all would have heard these terms in COVID, right? That there are clusters. The government has defined the clusters with COVID, right? So basically, the where the COVID cases were more, they were defining it as a cluster, right? Similarly, for any brand, right, like McDonald's or anything, they would also like to understand which are their stores which are having high revenue and less marketing, which are the stores which are having low revenue, low marketing. So clustering actually helps to identify your stores now. So this is the same thing that we do over here right now. So what we do is if you all click over here, right? If you all click on analytics. So in the analytics, you will find some of the analytical features over here. Click on the analytics and over here you will find the option of clusters, right? You will see clusters. Do you all see this? Click on analytics and you will see clusters. Simply pick up the cluster from here and drop it on this chart. So what happens over here is you will see Tableau starts creating the cluster, creates the two clusters for you using the spend and revenue. Just close it and your clusters are ready. You can see the similar stores are grouped together and so we have got two clusters over here. Okay. To add the cluster, you have to simply come to the analytics tab, right? And drag the cluster from here on this chart. See, automatically it creates two clusters. If you want to create three clusters, you can have three clusters also, right? You just have to write that number. So now this technique, right? This technique that is being used over here, this is called as K-means clustering, right? This means K-means clustering. This is the technique that is used over here. Okay. See now how this clustering actually happens, right? Let me try to explain you. K over here, K over here stands for number. That how many clusters do you want? Two clusters, three clusters, four clusters, five clusters. K means number. And what is mean? What is mean? Average, right? K is average. So what we do over here is, see in this, so it is exactly Kn only, right? That the nearest neighbors that we have. So what you do is, if you want two clusters, right? If you want two clusters, so what we will do over here is we will mark 2 points. 1 point over here, anywhere, randomly mark any 2 points. 1 point over here. So we have two random points now, correct? Now what we do is, I am saying that, okay, for every store, for every point, I will find the distance. I will find the distance of this point from here and here, right? We will find the distance of this point from here and here. So what do you think? So this particular point that we had, so this particular point that we have over here, to which mark it is near? To this one or this one? First one or second one? First one, right? So what we do in this K means is, if this store is near to, it is near to this point, so we will say this point belongs to this cluster, and this point belongs to, not to this cluster. So what we do is, we find the closeness of every point. We find the closeness of every point to that 2 points that you have marked. To whatsoever point they are near to it, they are assigned to that particular cluster. So, like for example, all the store near to this, that will be cluster 1. All the stores near to this, that will be cluster 2. Make sense, all of you? Then what we do is, we find the average, right? We find the average, the centroid, right? We find the centroid over here. We find the centroid of this. Then what will happen is, the points, we will repeat that process again, right? We will get 2 points now, right? So we will get 2 points now. After calculating the centroid, right? Suppose those 2 points were this and this. We will repeat that process. We will again find which store is near to which point, right? We will repeat that process, and then again we will get two clusters. So what we do is, we keep repeating that process till the time we reach a point that, after we calculate the centroid, the stores do not reshuffle. The stores do not move from 1 to 2, 2 to 1. So when we reach that point, that is where we stop and we get the two final clusters. Okay, so this is the technique that is used behind the scenes for clustering. I hope this is clear to all of you. So Kasturi, you can define the points anywhere randomly. You want two cluster, define 2 points anywhere randomly, and then you repeat the process. You mark point one here. You find the distance of every store, whichsoever point that store is nearer. You will do that. Then you will find the centroid of that. So suppose centroid comes over here and here. You will do the reshuffling. Then, so that way what will happen is, you will reach to a last point where you will be able to see that all the stores nearer to one point, they will be not changing the position. So that is happening automatically by Tableau. So the moment you drag and drop, so Tableau does all that process automatically for us. So we don't have to do anything. So this is the end product that we get over here. So I was just telling you the back end working, that how we are able to reach this up. Okay. Now, so this is what we have talked about. Now the next feature, that we see over here is the question is still not done. We have to identify the store in which you would like to invest your money. See, if I ask you first question, if you have to invest your money, will you like to invest the money in a store of this cluster or this cluster? In which cluster will you like to invest your money? First or second? First, right? Because over here, if we are putting more money, we are getting more revenue, right? Okay. So now, there is a feature that we all would have used and we all have learned in the high school also. That is the feature of trend lines, right? So you will see you have a trend line over here as well. See, pick up the trend line and drop it over here. So pick up the trend line and drop it over here. So you will see two trend lines coming up. Do you all see this now? Perfect. See, trend line is y equal to mx plus c. See, hover your cursor on one of the line and you will be able to see that equation now. Okay. In this, we can see that if you talk about the cluster one, so what is happening over here is if you will spend $1 on marketing, you will get $7.5 in return. And when you talk about this cluster, if you will invest $1 in marketing, you will get minus $5 in return. So you will actually end up making a loss. So where should I invest? I should invest in this cluster. Okay. Now I only want to focus on the new stores, right? Yes, Rupa. So trend line is same as the linear regression line. Exactly. The best fit line. Now we want to analyze only the new stores, only the new. So how can I keep only new stores? I can pick up the field of my new expansion and put in the filters, right? And select new from there. Okay. See what we have done is we have dragged the new expansion in the filters. Pick up the field of new expansion, put in the filters, and select only the new. Okay. So now, can you tell me which store will you invest your money in this now over here? In which store will you like to invest your money in? Let me show the labels also. You can tell me the store ID. Where will you show that? So two stores where you will invest your money. See, it should be 147 and 144. 147 and 144. Okay. See, because best fitting line is something which tells you that this is what the profit should be. But this is what the revenue should be. But this particular store gave you higher revenue. This particular store gave you higher revenue what it was being predicted by the trend line. So that is a 144 and 147. Make sense? Okay. Anyone, any question on this? Okay. So this with this we can close this activity now over here. Okay. So we will start with the next part. So in this file only, you can bring the data of sample superstore. Click on data, new data source. Okay. So click on Excel and let's bring that sample superstore data now. So please all of you bring it. Okay. See, the feature that we're going to explore over here is that would be forecasting. You can, just you can do it in the same file only. You don't need to open new Tableu file for that. So you can keep all the analytical stuff in one file. Yeah, Kasturi, I'll show you that. How to get the data from SQL, I'll show you that. Okay. So now what we do is, please let's come to a new sheet and we will create a chart over here by order date. So I pick up the order date, and the sales. So we are going to create a time series analysis. See, forecasting is something that can always happen on the time-based things, right? Basically, when you have something on the basis of time and you want to, forecast what's going to happen in the future. So something we are doing on the basis of time period. So change this chart to the month level. Okay. So now I have the data of 4 years. I want to predict what will be the sales for the next few months. So we have the if you go in the analytics, you will find the forecast option. So drag the forecast over here, and there it is. Are you able to get it? You will see the data is forecasted for the next 13 months. So by default, what Tableau will do, it's going to forecast the data for the 13 months. And in that, what it does is, it actually predicts the data for the last month and the next 12 months. Okay. See, we are using the sample superstore file. So we are using the sample. So we are using the sample. So you pick up the field of order date. Pick up the field of order date. Bring the sales and change this chart to the month level. So please do it up till here. Right. So you make the monthly chart. Then what you do is you have to just go to the analytics and you drag the forecast over here. Right. So now the forecasting that we do is not always something like 100% exact, right? The forecast can never be 100% true. So that is why you will see that in the forecasting you get the line and the blue shading area. Right? Blue shading area means that okay, your sales can go high up till this point also, and they can go down up till this point also, right? So there is a range that it gives. Yes, this is available in the Tableau Public as well. All the analytical features are available in Tableau Public. Deepak, no. So Ankit, it does not take care of the ML technique. It's just a basic for the analytics feature that you will have, not the very advanced one. Okay, these are all the basic features that you have. So it just uses the trend and the you know, the seasonality and does the exponential smoothing of the data to give you the forecast. Okay? Yes, that we can do. Right? Like for example, by default you get it for 13 months. If you right click over here, you will get the option of forecast and forecast options. So automatically it is for the 13 months. You can do it exactly for, you know, like number of months you want. So if you want it for 2 months, 3 months, so you can do that. That can be changed. Okay? No, no such parameter. Okay? See, the forecast option is in analytics. Here you will see forecast. Okay? If you want to see the more of, you want to modify it, right click on this. Right? And over here you will say forecast options. You can change the time period. Got it? So Ridhika, what if I want to see the forecast between 2016 and 17? So you can 16 and 17. So that you already have the data with you, right? Like 16 and 17 is already, you already have the actual data. Okay? Yes, Tariq, please. So that is the difference in Power BI. See, in Power BI, what happen is, like you have the chart and then you create it, right? So, but in Tableau, it's the other way around. You have to first pick up the fields, then the chart is created. See, that is why, you know, like this Tableau needs a little bit more practice. So you have one option of show me. After dragging the fields, you can convert the chart from here. But otherwise, I mean, as such, you know, you will have to somewhere you can write down the steps to keep it handy. So that would be the best way. Right? So this is clear, everyone. This feature that we have done. See, now in the analytics, you know, you have some more features which are not very great. They're not like even analytics. They're more like descriptive only. So, like for example, if you come over here, let's add a new sheet. So all of you, please create a chart over here. Let's create a chart by category, subcategory, and sales. So please do it. Category, subcategory, and sales. Okay, right. Now let's do the sorting also. Just done the sorting. Okay. Now what we do over here is, see, we have a feature of totals and subtotals, right? You can find in the analytics also. This option is there in the analysis also. So if you come in the analytics, you will find total. If you drag it over here, you have two options: subtotals or grand totals. If you want subtotals, see, this will give you subtotal, right? These are the subcategory, sum of furniture. These are the subcategory, sum of office supplies. These are the subcategory, sum of the technology. So Ankit, my voice is fine. Is it breaking? Okay. So I'll repeat. So I'll just repeat that up. Right. So what we did was we went to the analytics, right? And then what I did was I had dragged the totals on this chart, but drag it on the subtotals. So you will get subtotals over here. Okay. If you want to see the totals also, you can drag the totals again and on the grand total. See, it will give you the overall total also. Got it, everyone? Perfect. Okay. See, now we will talk about a very interesting visualization. And but that's it's less about the visualization, it's more about understanding of it. Okay. So let me give you the data and no, let me just show you one more feature on this, the last feature for this data set. Right. If you want to show some reference lines, right? Reference line something we have already seen in the case of Pareto chart also. Say for example, let's create the same chart. I have category, or maybe let's have subcategory, and we have the field of sales. Put it over here, right? So please do it. So what we can do over here is, if you come in the analytics, we can actually drag some reference lines, right? If you pick up the reference line from here and drag it on this, see, by default, the reference line comes up for the average of the data. right? This line comes for the average of the data. If you want the average line for sum, right, that overall total, so you see that it will come for the overall total. If you want the reference line for constant, see constant you can put your own value. Suppose you want to put a line at 150,000, you will have it over there. So we can have it. Yes, Ankit, we can do it pane wise also. So pane wise is, say for example, constant line will not be pane wise. Constant line will only be one, but average, minimum, that will be pane wise. So for example, if I bring category also in this data, right? So now these are panes. So let's remove this. And if I bring this reference line over here, average line by pane, so it comes for pane now. So try it all of you. I'll wait for a minute. Yeah, Pudu. So what we have done is reference line is the chart is ready. Okay, go to the analytics tab and pick the average line. See, if you put for table, table means for the complete chart. Pane means for the section of this furniture, office supplies, technology. Okay. If you right click on this lines, reference line, you can also format them. Formatting means, you can change the color of this, thickness of this. So all those things can be done, right? If you right click on this, you want to edit it, right? Instead of average, you want to show the minimum, you want to show the maximum. So that is also possible. Yes, Abhigel, so it is different for each panel. See, maximum is different for this, and different for this. No, we didn't wrote a condition. We simply said 0.8. No, no, no. So Abigail, so the line will come, the same line will come for each panel, right? So like for example, if you want to show both of them, you can do it. You want to show maximum also, and you want to put, suppose, you want to put as in, the minimum also, that we can do, right? but it will be visible for each pane. Over here also, and here also. It will be visible everywhere. Okay, perfect, right? So this is where we will stop for a quick short break, right? So then let's take it after that then. Okay.
Okay, so here, so let's start. Let me just upload the data set. Just give me a moment. Okay, so everyone please from the drive download that data set by the name of P1 competitor research. So there is a file by the name of competitor research. Can you please download that? Here is the file. Okay. Yes, competitor research. And so see, heat map is something, if you see, we have already discussed that. That is tree map only. See, basically what happen is, say like for example, if I create a chart over here, okay, and in this chart, what I'm doing is, suppose I'm saying I have, I am bringing the subcategories, and we are bringing the sales. And over here in the show me, if you click and you click on this tree map, this is called as a tree map, right? The heat map is just the color coding that you get. Darker the color, higher the sales, lighter the color, lower the sales. Okay. Right. Other way, what we also do is like if you come over here, right? So for example, you can also show it in this way also if you want, right? You have, say, suppose categories, subcategories, you put it in the rows. You have regions. So what you have is regions. Put it over here, and you bring the sales value on this data. Let's make it entire view. And you can put the color over here also. Like for example, sales, put it on the color, right? You can, you can just change the color formatting if you want, right? You can choose a different color coding. So this is another way. Okay. So can you all in the meantime, can you please open that data set that I've given you, computer research? See, this is going to be an interesting one. So please have a look on the data. So just open it up. So please open the file, everyone. Okay. So please have a look on the data once. So like in Power BI, if you want, Arush, like what you can do is this chart that you have created, you can come over here, you can change the shape to square if you want something like this, right? So this is something you will get in that case, right? Instead of just coloring that text, you change the shape to square, so it will give you the complete color color coding, right? And then you can, go and you can do the format, alignment, and you can keep the things center line like this. So that is the way. Okay, perfect. See this file that I've shared with you, this is the data of 30 competitors. See, assume like this is a situation that I'm giving you right now. You have to answer this over here. Okay. So basically, right, we have the data of 30 competitors with us. Okay. And their profit margin is given to me that competitor one, so let's assume this is a business of laundry, right? Competitor one in the laundry, he is making 4.57% of profit in Queensland. He is having 4.18% of profit in Western Australia, 7.9% profit in Victoria and New South Wales. Okay, so this way the data of 30 competitors is given to me. Now let me ask you a question. Suppose you are planning to start your business, right? You are planning to start your business in any of these four regions. You have to start your business in any of the 4 regions, and this is the research data that you have got. That this is how the different competitors are making in the 4 regions. So how will you decide that in which region you should start your business? Yep. So how do you decide that? I'd like to hear the answers from you. Ankit says compare the average. Okay. So Alex, this data that we have over here, this is the data of 30 competitors and how they are making the profits in the 4 regions, right? Like competitor 1, what is the profit that they are making in these 4 regions for the competitor 2? Suppose this is a laundry business. Now, if you are planning to start your business, in which region will you like to start your business in if you have this data with you? No, competition is same, right? So Sarthak, the data is already here. So every competitor is performing in all the 4 regions. So we do not have any growth data, right? The data that you have is present in front of us. So from this data, we have to figure out where I should start the business. So profit margin is already given to me, right? Profit margin is given to me, right? Like, so Ankit gave some one point, right, which was like average profit. See, how can I not calculate the average? I cannot use average as an answer over here. Why? Suppose I am saying I have some data of sales, right? On day 1, I had a sale of 100. Day 2, I had a sale of 120. Day 3, I had a sale of 140. Day 4, I had a sale of suppose 145. And day 5, I had a sale of 150. Now, this is the data that I have. So, what is the average sale that I am doing? If someone asks me, okay, what is the average sale? Right, I can calculate that. I will say, okay, average sale is average of this. I can calculate it. Okay. But suppose on day 5th, there was some, activity or some, a sports event was happening around my store, due to which the sale was 500. So, do you think this average is correct now? No, this average is not correct, right? Why? Because there is one number that has come up over here, which is very high, right? This number is very, very high. Okay, so this becomes an outlier, right? This becomes an outlier. Outlier means a data which is behaving very differently from the rest of the data, right? That is called as an outlier. Okay, so now first of all we will have to figure out if there are any outliers, then only I will be able to find the average, right? I can see that mostly are having 6%, 7%, but some are having 10% and 11% also, right? So some of them are having a profit of 11% and 10% also, which can be an outlier in the data. Okay, so basically, what we do in these cases is we, instead of using the average, we use median. Okay, we use median. Now, median is, what is median? Median is the number which is lying in the center after the data is sorted. So everyone, please, you do not have to do anything on your screens. You have to understand the concept. Okay, please, all of you understand the concept. Then when I say, then we will do something on the machine. You don't have to do anything till that time. Median, right? So median is what? The number which is lying in the middle after the data is sorted. So what will be the median over here, everyone? $140. So if I use this formula, median, and I put this up, this is going to give me 140. Okay. The beauty of median is it is not affected by the outlier. Okay, like for example, if I put 150, average will change, median will not. If I make it 700, median average will change, median will not. Make sense? Okay. Then what we do is we find the quartiles. Right? We find the quartiles. Quartile is like Q1. Right? Median is Q2. Like it is also called as 50%. Why we call it the 50%? Because this is the value which is lying in the center of the data. That is the 50% of the data. So 50% of the data is more than this, 50% of the data is less than this. Make sense, everyone? Right? Now, similarly, we have quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3. This is like 25%. This is 50%. This is 75%. Okay. And this Q2 is nothing. We call it as a median also. This we call it as a median also. Okay. Now what happen is we find the value between Q1 and median. We find the Q1. Q1 is value which is lying in the center of median and the minimum value. What will be Q1? Yes, everyone, what will be Q1? Not 100, 120, 120. Median is 140. So can you all tell me what will be Q3? 145. Perfect. Right, this will be 145. So I will get three values over here. Okay. All clear up till here, everyone? Now you know what we say is that if the difference between this value and this value, if the difference between Q1 and Q3 is less, if the difference between Q1 and Q3 is less, what does that mean? So Fanindra, Q1 is the value which is lying between the center of median and the minimum value. The number which is lying in the middle of median and the minimum value. That is Q1. And Q3 is value lying between median and maximum value. So that is 120 and 145. Okay. So right, Amol. So if the difference between 120 and 145 is less, that means less distortion, or I can say less variation. Right? That means less variation. The data is having less variation in that. If that difference is more, that means there is more variation. Variation is high in the data. Make sense up to here, everyone? Okay. Now, if I ask you something, if this number was 150, will this be an outlier? Will 150 be an outlier? No. Right? See, you know what happen is, when the values are very nearby, when the median and, it is also a good way to understand if the average and median, right? If the average and median are very nearby to each other, that means there is no outlier. If the average and median, they are very nearby to each other, that means there are no outlier. See, outlier can be a high value. It can be a high value also and a low value also. Right? Outlier can be a high also, low also, right? So for example, on one of the days, I made a loss of minus 500. Right? Now this will be an outlier because there was one such event that happened where I had a loss. It's a very low number. Okay? And you would have seen that how average went down, but the median remained the same. Make sense? Okay. Now what I say over here is, in this data that we have, okay, you are saying 150 is not an outlier. Is this an outlier? Okay. Is this an outlier? Right. The reason I'm asking this is, you need some benchmarking. Right? You need some benchmarking, that after which you will say that, okay, this number becomes an outlier. You can't do this thing manually. Right? You cannot say, oh, okay, 171 is an outlier, but 170 is not. Right? How will you get to know that, okay, if the number is going more than this or less than this is an outlier? So we need some benchmarking for that. Everyone agreed? Okay. So yes, Tariq. So Tariq, basically box plot is the visual. So we are understanding right now how that box plot comes up, what it actually represents. Okay. So that is the ultimate product that we will create, the final visualization. So we will first of all understand how to read that and what actually it shows us. Okay. So now in this case, I have the value of Q1 and Q3. So let me tell you how the outliers are identified. How to identify outliers. It's very simple. First of all, step 1 is find the Q3 minus Q1. Find Q3 minus Q1. So what is Q3 minus Q1 in this case? $25. Perfect. 25. Step 2, multiply Q3 minus Q1. And you know this Q3 minus Q1 that you have written, this is called as IQR, which stands for interquartile range. This stands for interquartile range. Q3 minus Q1 is called as IQR. Q3 minus Q1, IQR. Okay. Step 2 is multiply IQR with 1.5. Multiply IQR with 1.5. What will I get? $37.2 or 37.5, right? Step 3 is, so this is the important one. You will say Q1 minus 1.5 into IQR and Q3 plus 1.5 IQR. You will find two values. One value will be Q1 minus 1.5 into IQR. That means what was Q1? Q1 was 120. 120 minus 37.5. Right? 130 minus 120 minus 37.5, which will be equal to this number minus this. And Q3 is 145. So I will say equal to 145 plus this. Now any number smaller than 82 will be an outlier. Any number more than 182.5 will be an outlier. Make sense? So this is how outliers are found. So what do you want me to repeat? See, basically what we have done over here is, if we will see, so we were, up till this, were the things clear? Q3 minus Q1 and 1.5 into IQR. This is clear? Okay. So over here, you know what we have done is, we have done two calculations. We are saying Q1 minus 1.5 into IQR, right? Because I want to find the lower limit. Lower limit. Okay, if the number is smaller than this, then it's an outlier. So that this is helping me to find the lower limit, and this number is helping me to find the upper limit. So I am saying Q1 minus, so this number that we have calculated, we are subtracting it from Q1, and the same number we are adding it in the 145. Sorry, it's not 158, this is multiply. Multiply. Okay. So I was writing multiply, actually star and 8 are on the same. So it got 8. Got it? It's not clearing the ink. Okay. So now what we do is, so we will achieve this thing and we will do the same activity in the Tableau, and that is where we will be creating a box plot chart. The box plot chart is something which gives you all these numbers automatically on the chart. But the important thing is to understand what these numbers are and how are they coming. Shall I move forward, everyone? Perfect. So please come to the Tableau now, and we will click on data, new data source. I am loading the data in this only. It's a text file. It's a text file. Okay. So please bring the data over here. So these are the formulas. See, first step is you calculate the Q3 minus Q1, right? Then what you do is you say this. You will say multiply the IQR with 1.5 and Q1 minus this number, Q3 plus this number. So that is what we have done. Okay. See, after the data is loaded, yes, so 1.5 is the standard. That is the formula that we use. Yes, Amol, this is UCL and ICL, right? Upper and lower, LCL. Sure, Kasturi, I'll just upload it on the Google Drive. I'll do it. Okay. So now do I need to do something on this data, everyone? No. Before percentage, there is something else. All the 4 regions are coming in 4 different columns. So what will I do? I need to pivot the data. Right, so I will select the columns, Control Shift last column, right click, pivot. Okay. We can rename this as region, and this is profit margin. So how to repeat check the pivot is, see, select the 4 columns, first column, Control Shift last column, right? Select the first column, Control Shift, right last column, right click and pivot. Rename this as, the region, and rename this as profit. Now you come to a new sheet. Oh yes, Alex, this is the only way to pivot the data. So now you come to the new sheet. What I will do is I will bring the region on the columns and profit in the rows. Okay. Right now, what is happening is all the profits are getting summed up. Right? All the profits are getting summed up. I don't want to sum up the profit. I want to show each and every profit individually. So what will I do? I will click over here at the top on analysis. So all of you click on analysis. See, by default, all the measures are aggregated. If you uncheck this option, measures will not be aggregated. You will see every number coming up over here. Got it, everyone? Now what I will do is I will change the shape to filled bubbles and let's make it entire view. Pick up the field of region, put it on the color. I can reduce the size. Okay. Now what you do is simply pick up the field or go to the analytics and you will find box plot. So drag the box plot on this and your chart is ready. Okay. So now can you tell me, just if you will hover on the chart, all the calculations that we did, you will be able to see it over here. Right? It tells you median, right? This is the upper hinge, lower hinge. Upper hinge means Q3, this is Q1, and this is the maximum value, this is the minimum value. And the values that you see outside the chart, they are outliers. These are outliers. So this chart is automatically throwing out the outliers now. Now, can you tell me which region will you invest your money to start your business? Victoria, no, see, it will be Victoria, right? We won't invest the money in New South Wales. See, I told you if the difference between Q1 and Q3 is high, that means there is a high variation in the data. You can make small profit also, high profit also. But in the Victoria, if you see the variation is less, that means most of the people are making the business nearby to each other. So that is what we see that in the Victoria, I should be investing my money in. Okay. So if I have to start my business, I should start my business in Victoria. So this is where analytical features come into play, which will help us to achieve these different things over here right now. Okay. So please all of you take a minute and work on it and let me know if you still have any questions or doubts on this. So this is just a color coding, right? It's just telling you that, okay, this is the line of median. Above these, the values are more than median. Below this, the values are lower than median. So this line is just to show that median. So that they have not shown a line, they are just color coded. Above it, more than median. Below it, less than median. Okay. Okay. See everyone, I have uploaded one exercise, right? Can you please download that up? Exercise 2. And the data is also uploaded, sample data exercise 2. Sorry, Deepak, I didn't get your point. Qualifier part as in? I mean, you don't have the boxes. This box are you talking about? So go in the analytics tab. I hope you have the bubbles, right? You don't. I guess there are no bubbles on this. Okay. You have the bubbles. So simply pick up the box plot and drop it over here. Okay. And all I'll just let me just grab my water bottle. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll just get back. Sorry. More. I'll just share the link with you. Oh, sorry. So here is the link. Thanks. Thanks again. Okay. So you're able to download this exercise. See data exercise 2, and this is the data for that. See now this is an activity, right, which basically is, this is something David. Okay, so let me show you the bullet chart first. See, bullet chart, is something which is required when you have some sales and the target. Okay, so if you have some sales and targets given to you and you want to understand were you able to achieve your sales and target nicely, so that is where, what we do is we use a bullet chart in that case. So can you all open that file where we had amazing mart and we had created a chart of sales versus target? So we have that sales and target with us over there. So can you do that? Go on, like, right now if you have both the sheets, and you can bring the target also. So please bring that, open that file, because in that we have both the sales and target. So that is what we will use. Please open that file, sales and target. Okay. See, what I do right now is I bring the category. So Swarupa, the file that we were working on, I guess day before yesterday, where we did data blending and everything, the file where we talked about dual axis charts and the blending was done, that same Tableu file. You can open the Tableu file only. You don't need to open the the Pareto chart was also there in that, correct. Okay. Okay. So what I do is I bring the category, right? I'll pick up the category from here. I have the sales. Put up the sales in this, and let's bring the target in this. The chart looks like this, sales and target. Okay. If you will click on the show me, this is where you have a target, a bullet chart. You will find the bullet chart in this only. You click on the bullet chart, see the chart gets converted into bullet. So this is the sales and this is the target. Make sense now? Show me, and this is the bullet chart. See, make the chart pick up the category, put it in the rows, pick up the sales, put it over here, and target also. Then you click on show me and change it to bullet chart. And when you will see over here on this, so what you will see is this bar is showing you target and this is showing you the sales tick mark. The bar is showing you the target and this tick mark is giving you the sales. Okay. So everyone, don't you think that this chart should be opposite? It will be better that if we have sales on the bar and tick mark as the target, right? So what you can do is if you right click over here, you will have swap the reference line tables. See, now this tick mark is target and the bar is the sales. So this tells you that you achieved more than target. You achieved more than target. Sure, Arush, you can share your screen. I'll just make you the presenter. Yes, you can share the screen now.
Can you see?
Yes.
Okay, hi. So this is what I prepared. So it is already showing as sales as overachieved and target as.
So yours is already, so yours is coming correct. Yeah, you would have placed the fields other way around. I have placed first sales then target. You would have placed first target then sales. That would be the only case. So if you right click on
no, I placed exactly.
if no,
I placed exactly.
if you right click on the sales axis below sales, where written sales, the axis is there. Right click on this. You have swap option. Swap it.
Okay.
So now it shows target over there on this bar and sales is on the line. Okay.
Okay. Got it.
So that is what.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
So just click on simply learn without host.
One second.
Wait. Let me tell you which there are basically two simply learns that you will see. 1 second. No, the host one only you can do it. So there will be only one simply learn that you would be seeing.
Yep.
So just make that.
Done.
Okay. Right. See, I'll repeat the chart again for the people who still having doubts. So we brought the category. We pick up the category, put it in the rows. We pick up the sales, put it in the columns, and you pick up the target, put it in the columns. Please do it. Okay. So now once you do this chart, what will you do now is you will just click on show me and change it to bullet chart from here. Okay. So when you make this bullet chart, so target is coming on the bar and this tick mark is showing the sales. Okay. So what you can do is you can right click on this and you will say swap the reference line fields. Now this way you will see this is the complete number that you will see right now. Target and furniture. Clear everyone? So Abigail, that is anyhow, kind of we have something we can see from the chart that if it is exceeding it, that means we have achieved our target, and otherwise not. Otherwise, if you want to put that on the color also, so you will have to create that field in that case. That if the sum of sale is more than target, then overachieved, something that we did over there in the same chart in the dual axis. So the same field will be used over here, and you can drag and drop it on the color. You will get that up. Okay, you will just have to get the calculated field. If the sum of sale is more than target, then overachieved, else underachieved, and put that field on the color. So you come over here, create calculated field. Let's call it as sales achievement. I will simply say if the sum of sales is greater than sum of target, then overachieved, else underachieved. And then you write end, so that will do it. Right? If you click on apply and OK, you bring the sales achievement on the color. So what do we have? Right, we do not have any underachievement, so everything is overachieved over here, right? So make sure, right? So because everywhere we have overachieved, so you get that up. Had it been there some case where it was low, so the color would have changed. So you would have got two colors. But in this case, we have only all of them are overachieved, so we get one color in this case. See, all of you, please pay attention to this. If suppose you are making the field in the first source, in the first source you have the sales, in the second source you have the target. Right? So the field that you will create, that depends where the formula will depend where you are creating it. Currently I have made this field in the target file, in the target source. Right? I have made this field in the target source. So my formula goes like this. We are saying if sum of sale is more than sum of target, then overachieved, else underachieved. Make sense? Please, you can all make this up. Yes, the sales achievement is a calculation. So we are just calculating if the sale is more than target, then it is overachieved, else underachieved. So Alex, which part, I mean, you have the issues? Do you have the file opened up? This file which have two sources. So there are only two sources. There are not multiple tables. There are only two sources that you have, right? So go into the first source. Click on the first source. Over there you see field of category. Pick up the category, put it in the rows. Then pick up the field of sales, put it over here. Then go to the next source, because the target is given in the second source. See, we had a complete discussion on that data blending part, the session that we had. So how the sources are coming. You pick up the target from here, put it over here. Do you see symbol of this category being red? Okay. Click on show me, and you will find the chart over here, this one, the second last chart, bullet graph. So this will change the chart into bullet graph. Got the same chart? So this line is target, this is a sales, tick mark is sales. Okay? Right click on the axis and you can swap the reference lines. Right? So everyone now sorted? Any questions apart from this, anyone else? Right? See, now I will request you all, right, please work on that second assignment, that I have placed, right, because it has the questions of data blending, parameters, hierarchy, right? Some very interesting questions are in there in that exercise. So please work on that so that tomorrow when we discuss on it, you are able to come up with the doubts and the work is already done. Right? So like it should not be like we are doing it completely. I mean, we can do it completely in that, but it will be more beneficial if you all will try it, and it will be you will be able to put up more questions on that. So that is a task that I would like to give you, right? So then we will talk about one last topic, that is LODs, right? So that is what we're going to talk about. LODs, what are they and how do we work on them? So the exercise is given and data set name is sample data exercise 2. So exercise 2, exercise 2. So this is the data. Okay. Right. So this is where we'll take the pause for the today. Right. So we'll continue on the things tomorrow and take up the things forward from there. Right, everyone? Okay, thanks everyone. See you all tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Amit. Thank you, everyone. Please do share the feedback once the session is done. The link will auto-populate on the default browser. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead. Kaushik, actually the instructor dropped, Amit dropped the session. You can just take up your doubt tomorrow. Thank you so much. So guys, I'll be ending the session now. Thank you. Have a great day ahead. Thank you so much.